Where am I going? Back here. Okay, so I do want to make this area bigger. I guess I can probably just make it the whole space, can't I? No. Okay, it'll only go as far as where it will let me. But that's okay. It's a start. There's the table. Yeah, we got rid of that table. Okay. So I do also want to build a couple of little buildings as well. Like a couple more, perhaps whatever's important. However, I do want to just make sure that they are making drinks. Work orders. Okay, so I imagine that this is the same kind of thing. At the moment, I don't think they can make mead because I think you need honey, and I don't have a beehive. But I understand that dwarves need like mead to kind of like be merry and, you know, survive and stuff. So we'll get to that. But let's see. Uh, let's see, brew from fruit. So, so if how do I do it to make it if it's low? Let's have a look. Yeah, no, that was that hash thing. Work orders are used to automate tasks. I think I read this already. So about booze, their mood plummets, and they have to drink horror water. Yeah, they had to drink horror. They had to drink water at least once. That's for certain. Um, I do want to be able to make them mead. Uh, I just don't know yet how to make a hive. I'm wondering, do I make? Is it like a beehive that I can make in here, or like a bee box or something? Let's see. Um, I don't think it's in here, or at least I definitely didn't see it. If it is, let's have a look. I'm probably looking in the wrong thing. I'll just say that much now. I'm pretty sure I'm looking in the wrong thing. All right. Uh, what else would it be in? I don't think it'd be a glass furnace. I also don't know if this glass furnace actually means much at this point in time. Let's see, blacksmith? No, I don't think the box is made out of metal. It's usually wood, right? Okay, so if that's the case, maybe it's a specific workshop. So, farming, carpenting, crafts, maybe? Uh, mm, I want to throw that down just yet. I want to see what else we got. We've got stone, soap, siege, screw press, metal swift mechanics, magma, jeweler. What's an ashery? Make lye, pot ash, and milk of lime. Construction requires blocks, barrel, and buckets. That's cool. Um, let's see, a boa, that's obvious. Carpenter. Pretty sure that's a carpentry one. So I am gonna throw crafts down just on like the next level down. Just see what that is. At this point in time, I'm concerned about making things that aren't actually necessary and end up being like, well, they're wasting their time making something. Also, we've got like these doors and stuff, so I should probably put some doors on these rooms. So door, yeah, that one will do. Almost enough. I need to make another one. That's all right. Whoa, that looks like armor or clothes or something. Ah, that's right. Somebody went missing a while ago. Probably their stuff. Let's see if I can make this area bigger. So, can I click on you? No, I want to click on this area. All right. So I did a thing before and I made this larger, but I've immediately just like forgotten what I did. So, yeah, view the stockpile, please. There we are. Uh, I did want it to be 3 lanes wide, but this will do for now. Accept that. And there we go. And accept that. Cool. Whoa, where did I go? I'm over here. What are these? San Sardonyxus? Interesting. Okay, well, the main thing is there's heaps of storage in a very linear format. And there's a few beds and stuff in there too, so I actually have a few extra beds. Let's see. Most of the workshops will contain useful, uh, will come in useful at some point, and they won't actually spend time in the workshop unless you set them up with a task. Cool, alright. So, yeah, I noticed that with the glass one, because obviously, until I set a butcher, nobody was really in here. I'm also trying to just remember my, there we go, my moving around keys to get things more centered and stuff. What's been going on here? So there has been a lot of stuff that they've said no to. Uh, it started raining. We've struck some various stuffs. The recovery ball has been found. Oh, sorry, yawning. I did not get a good sleep last night. Let's see. And they've become a miner. Good on them. Good for them. We've still got two beds in here I want to get rid of. What is this? Yeah, they can't make drinks from fruit. I actually imagine that some of those ones that they've said that they've done maybe aren't actually done. Okay, just cancel those last two beds. We're almost out of the woodwork here. Like I said, I kind of want to turn this. I don't know if I can, but I kind of want to turn this. Oh shit! I've been running it like play this whole time. As like an area where they can perhaps build something, maybe power or something like that that connects up to the water. I don't know if that's possible. I am extremely likely to just flood my whole base doing that. That's basically what I think is going to happen. All right. Well, the main thing is they are chilling out here. She is like, hey, there's two people mostly hanging out in the kitchen. So you prepare easy meals. So they have been doing that pretty frequently, I noticed. So food has been staying about the 100, which is really nice to see. The drinks are at least at 20. Also good to see. Even though I had a couple of people go missing, there were a couple of people born. We now have still 20 people, so we we didn't technically lose anybody. I mean, in the numeric census of population, we didn't lose anybody at all. Um, and let's see what else we got. So this is definitely looking a lot nicer. Um, I mean, it's a little harsh, but it's true. I mean, one guy just he went wood cutting one day and just didn't come back, and he's either dead or somebody stole him or he just walked off. But either way, they reproduced and replenished the supply, so we got more. What are these things? Dense cotton grass and dense hair grass. Uh oh, really? Okay. Well, that kind of explains that. I kind of feel sorry for him now. Nobody wants to have like a tree just land on you. Hey, we have a step ladder. Look at this. I just saw it. I'm like, I don't know why. I just got so excited when I saw this like little tiny ladder. Um, I'm just like looking through the inventory as I'm like on the screen. What did I hit before? Was it shift? Yeah, okay. Shift kind of like just allows you to move just like half the screen distance. Because I've been like moving up and down. I'm like, irks me that it's not centered. Okay, I'm gonna make two more out this way. And I kind of wanted there to be like another channel coming through here. I also wanted to make these actually a bit wider. Make you one wider. And I can't do much about this spot now. It's kind of like a chokehold, but it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Okay, so what is this? This is Crafts Workshop. So what do you make in a Crafts Workshop? Uh, rock, wood, bone, shell, instruments, decorate with horn, ivory, pearl, um, extract metal strands, make cloth amulet, bracelets, crafts. Okay, so let's have a look at what you can do with a rock. So you can make a large rock gem amulet, book binding, bracelet crafts, crown. a rock die, earrings, figurines, hive. Ooh, can I make? Oh, this was the thingy. I got so distracted I didn't finish reading that. But that's okay. We'll come back to it eventually. Wooden hives. I have no idea how many I'm supposed to be making. I know that they need meat. So what's it? You can also click on the mini map to move around a little bit with the movement increments at 2 cents. They are. So when I ended up at the trader on my map, I had no way to get back to my base. And I sat there lost for like 5 solid minutes. Like, how do I get home? Where is the button that recenters me to my base? Or a person or an animal, anything, because I had no idea where it took me. Apparently, they were just higher up on the mountain, and I could have probably just scrolled my way back, but I didn't know that. And I was in quite the little flap about it too, because I'm like, oh god, what do I do? Um, so hives. Okay, so I'm gonna make a hive. I want maybe I'll make a hive, and then I'll make some hives. Uh, wow. Okay, so you can do a lot. Greaves. Oh, does that mean you can make? Yeah, you can make armor and stuff here too. That would be only decorative, right? If you're making greaves out of like bone. Um, I mean, maybe it's actual armor. I'm not sure. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a hive. Take me forever. So wooden hive. I will probably just say about what do we have? We had one already, so just make 9, please. So will it just accept? Yes. Okay. So if I just hit 9 and I hit accept, like enter, it does just do like 9 out of 9. Cool. I was like, do I actually have to type 9/9? Because this game would not surprise me if that's what I actually had to do. Okay, so it's going to do that. They're digging, they're making storagey spaces. We've got beds. I actually would like to make this kind of like doubled over and some more beds. So I can hotkey locations like F1, F2. Unfortunately, those are my mute keys for when I sneeze and cough on the mic. So let's see, a small button on the upper right, and the arrow pointing to the red X. So, oh, this. Okay. All right. So reset the hotkey locations. Hotkey H. So, okay, H is minecart routes. Did this come up separate to that? Because I hit H and this is what's come up. So minecarts and tracks are a convenient way to move a lot of objects around the fortress quickly, though they take a little effort to prepare. One minecart can be assigned to each route, and workers will move the vehicle from track stop to track stop according to the conditions you specify. Each track stop must be linked to a stockpile for items to be put on or removed from the minecart. Only one condition needs to be satisfied for the minecart to move to the next track stop. Minecart that moves too quickly around the corners will will spill their contents. When a route has a steep descent, consider using powered rollers, extra curves, track stops, between stops, uh, with the various friction settings, or worker to guide the vehicles. Ooh. Um. Yeah. So you never made honey, so no idea how to do that. Um, that's okay. Yeah, no, I just pressed the H key and that's what came up. So whenever it comes up with something new, I like to kind of like read it out just for the sake of figuring out what it was that came up with that specific key. Because like there's a good chance I won't remember what I did later. I'm guessing I must have run out of shale for that not to be built, but that's okay. I'm not too concerned about that. I also don't know if I built doors. Did I end up going upstairs and building doors? Nope. Let's fix that. Whoop. Right, let's shift around. Shift. There we go. Keep hitting control because I know that control does the mouse wheel. Let's see. I kind of I don't want them to make it like forever, but I do want them to make a few doors. Let's go door. Okay, so I did have like 10 people. Pause it for a sec. I probably only need uh, at 20 people. I had a spare door. I don't know. Let's go with 18 for shits and giggles and see how well that works out. I'm not holding to mass. I'm not saying that I know which one I'm doing. What was it? Click the green little arrowy key thingies. So, uh, up top. Am I looking up top for that? From the work order. Okay. It's in here. Work order. These thingies. Okay, so yes, I've read that. Ah, available doors. Okay. One time order. So at the bottom, so we're looking down here. You can click on the plus. All right, so amount of the doors is less than. So satisfied for the next check. It'll make the doors only if you have fewer than 10 doors, for example. Yeah, okay. So I would probably like it to make about 5 if that is the case. I guess, yeah, that's the thing you click on. So I want them to kind of keep maybe a spare 5. I think that would be good. Um, Click off that. If that's the case, and that's the same kind of thing with the drinks, right? Is if I've got a work order and I do this. Oh, wait. Let's see. Amount of drinks available is I want at least. I don't know which drinks this applies to, but I do want them to be making drinks. I want them to keep about 10 drinks at any given time if they can. So if that's how that works, that'll be awesome. I'm definitely saving this right now. Um, so, oh, sorry, it's. I remember it's dwarf waifu. All right. Yeah, one of the followers, Grimstone, suggested that as the file save name. So after probably a couple of videos, I'll probably go for a different file save name, as long as it's not like inappropriate or goes against any like Twitch guidelines and stuff like that. I don't mind calling it something silly, as long as I can figure out how to type it. Which of course makes it a lot easier when you guys are talking to me in chat anyway, because I can read and copy. Hmm. All right. So I do want to. I think I set up to make some hives. I was making some doors, and I'll probably cut out a couple more bedrooms while they're making that. But I figure it's going to at least take them a couple of minutes to kind of get that going. Okay. So let's hit play, and we'll go down. What season is this? Summer. Yeah, I was actually wondering whether or not there'd be like fires and stuff in summer, but I haven't seen anything yet. Also, we just need to make this too wide. Yep. I ended up making that down by one, but I don't think it really matters that much. As long as they've got rooms, you know, I don't need to build walls as much if I can kind of like figure out what I'm doing. Uh, oh, yeah, you'll be going off to bed shortly. Don't breach the river, you'll drown your base. Yeah, that was my main concern. Uh, so I don't need to deal with water for a while. I can make windmills. Ooh, need mechanical power for anything. That's the thing, I don't know how important power is in general. And at this point, it doesn't seem like it's necessary at all. I'm sure that's kind of like a late game thing, if anything. But I definitely appreciate knowing that, because that was going to be something I was potentially going to do today, was just open up the wall and see if I could put a door down before it fully floods the base. Obviously, that's not the idea. Let's not do that. I do want these people to live. Um, I do want them to try to get a few years. I want to try to succeed in getting some stuff built, hopefully before any kind of catastrophe happens and they die. I know they'll probably die one way or another. Something will happen. but I'd like to achieve a fair bit with them before I have to consider a new base, if that makes sense. Because, like, at this point, everything I'm bringing in at the moment, it's so detailed. There's so much to it. Um, Also, if you need to go to bed, by all means, don't stay up too late. I do appreciate you being here and giving me so much guidance. I really do appreciate it. Um, but you need to get sleep too. You need to make sure that you keep yourself, you know, as healthy as you can and get good rest. I'm like the worst person for staying up at night. And when I'm not purposely staying up at night, I end up staying up by accident because I just can't sleep anyway, which is not great. This chestnut color's pretty. I tend to like dark um, blacks and browns and stuff like that, and sort of really the colors that I like. I don't mind lighter colors, but it also has to kind of go with everything in the area as well. And since this is mostly like, wherever you can't see on the cave walls is black, you know, browns and chocolates and stuff like that are really nice colors. I'm thinking about making another set of rooms here because it's not taking up a lot of space at the moment, at least. I also haven't worked out if you can rotate anything. I don't think it's important, but it would be cool if I could, like, press a button and it rotates stuff. Just put down as many beds as I can and see what happens. I know that they take turns sleeping, I noticed that, but if they have options to go to bed somewhere, that's also really good, instead of having to take turns. I don't know if they are on like a night day schedule or something. Also, I haven't been paying attention to this. What was that? The rooms spaced by the dwarf standard. Some people go two by two or even one by three, so the door cupboard bed. I haven't even thought about making it a cupboard. And to make bigger rooms. See, the rooms upstairs were more like this size, and that's what I kind of wanted. I sort of wanted it to be nicer, bigger, spacious, but at the moment I just need to get them rooms. And I think what will end up happening is I'm very much one for like, oh, start with this. And then, like, you know, 3 days later, I'm like, I hate it. It's like, got to completely like, make everything. And especially if you watch RimWorld or if you want to come watch RimWorld on Tuesdays, um, I'm in the process of doing that right now where I struggled for probably like too long figuring out that to make like outward triangles, all I had to do was start with a square. And it was embarrassingly long time before I realized that it was that easy. But I tried a few times putting blocks down and pulling them back up before I figured it out. Um, let's see if I can make a. I'm guessing I'm going to make it two here. I would like these to be about, like, you know, more than this, more than a nine sort of square. I kind of want it to be maybe, what is that? Three across and three down. Probably a 4 by 4 would be my thing. It's kind of like where I'd like to be, but at the moment, I just kind of want to make sure everybody has a room. Um, oh, definitely come check it out because I have so much planned for RimWorld this week. Like, literally, I can't fit it all on like a page. I'm expecting it to run over a couple of episodes of RimWorld because I don't think I can get it done in the space of 3 hours. It's always from 10 a.m. Was it Australian Eastern Standard Time, which, you know, it's 11:30 now, so about an hour ago, uh, on Tuesday. So today is Sunday, so I do 7 days to die tomorrow, and then RimWorld. And RimWorld is just going to be so much. I can't even remember all of it off the top of my head, but I know I'm like building a fair bit. I know I've got to like harvest stuff. I've got to like fix up my power supplies. I need steel like it's nothing. Like, I have to go out of my way to find some goddamn steel because everything needs it. Um, What else? I think I ran out of blocks to build stuff. Oh, I was opening up an ancient danger too. So see how that goes. It could be anything. It could be people. It could be mecha hives. It could be bugs. It could be prisoners. Um, Honestly, I'm kind of hoping it's prisoners because I'm trying to make a massive colony. And even though I've got like 30 odd people at the moment, I need more. Need more people. Oh god, oh god, they're touching into water. Is there water there? Oh, okay. They won't do it if it's water. I've noticed that. That's very good. But does this leak? Hey, you can go diagonally. It's kind of cool. All right. So if that's the case, this kind of area down here is probably not going to be the best for bedrooms unless they made it like a linear space. That would be awful. Um, it's damp stone. Won't leak unless you mine into it. Okay, cool. All right. I was a little bit worried about that because I'm like, I oh, fucking scared me again. That is the worst choice of a noise for a freaking birth. Mind you, at least it's not like immediately just screaming. I don't need jump scares like that in my life. Um, let's see. They made hive doors. Yeah, they made stuff. All right, it was raining. Somebody's fighting. Righto. I missed that, obviously. Nobody was interested in coming here. That makes sense. Totally understand. This, yeah, they cancelled that. Jesus Christ, why would you make the first tone of like a birth sound like I don't know, it just sounds like one of those like wooden box things, you know, the Jack in the Box things. Oh man, not the best idea. Yeah, I'm thinking I've kind of messed up with the shape of this, but that's okay. I can work with it. I can work with it in a sense. Oh shit, they are out of drinks. Whoop, get out of here. Okay, so I did tell them to keep drinks, but I might have the problem of food, not having like the right kind of stuff to make it from. And if I just scroll out of here, I haven't quite worked out what is and isn't food and drink and stuff that they can harvest yet. So I'm just going to send them. There's so much down here. I'm going to send them on a harvesting binge. See what they can find, see what they can bring in. If they find fruits or plants or whatever, maybe I can make a few drinks. That'll keep them preoccupied too. All right, get back in here. One more. There we go. See, this thing here, that's a grapevine, right? That looks like food. It is food. That's a cabbage? Yeah? I don't know. Sometimes I click on these things and they legitimately just look like they are food and they're not. And I don't understand sometimes. Alright, let's go back down. Also, my crops are like not doing well. I don't have seeds. Do I have alfalfas? I had alfalfas for a while. When the traders come, buy some plump hamlet spawn which you can plant underground, and oh, they're mushrooms used to make booze forever. All right, I don't remember that one. Yeah, okay. Plump helmet spawn. See, a lot of the foods and choices and stuff like that didn't make a lot of sense to me when I read it the first time because I'm like, I'm looking at a list that's super, super long. Don't know what any of it is. All right, so this, whoop, my mouse scroll is so bloody sensitive on this game. There we go. So, drinks. We need from anything. Just literally anything. Also, I have hives, which I think should have to go up on the surface. Logically. Mind you, this game, some of the things that it asks you to do, not necessarily logical. Um, I am looking for a beehive. Maybe under farming? Yeah, there. Okay. So I'm going to put some up here. Yeah, alright. Anything's fine. Just use any kind of woods and stuff. They'll do fine. So it'll be interesting to see like if how they go with the honey and stuff. I'll end up making another hive. I know, perfect amount. Nice. Just perfect couple little stacks. That's all I need. They'll come up and they'll make this. Uh, will it hibernate during winter though? What's it? Dense cattail. Must be the plant underneath it. Oh, it's the grass underneath it. There we go. Get there eventually. All right. So I did notice that our animal quantity in here is kind of like changed a little bit. Not too much, but that's okay. Okay, so we have you working on food and drink, I imagine. Maybe not. Can I make empty food storage? What? Wait, did they need like barrels or something? I did end up making some barrels last time. Yay! Yay! I figured something out. Thank you. I'm like, I just barely figured that one out on my own. I still appreciate the confirmation that that's what I needed. Um, I will actually make a few of those, but I only want to once off. Barrels. Barrels. There we go. Okay. So I only want one set of them made, and that should be a once off order, I believe. And I think I could set this as a priority over everything else in the base if I wanted to. It doesn't matter. The old fella's in there. He's making stuff. Um, yeah. So let's see. It's raining. I do like the ambience in this game, admittedly. It reminds me so much of like a combination of Diablo, like Diablo 2, I think. Diablo 1 and 2 specifically, and a bit of RimWorld combined. And perhaps even like a bit of Age of Empires or something, you know? It's just got like that kind of like really nice, peaceful, I don't know, I guess I wouldn't necessarily say like a kind of like gothic medieval town sort of thing, but that's kind of what comes to mind. Um, okay, so long as they're making barrels and stuff, and we're saving, so crash safe. As long as this finishes saving, I might have just jinxed myself. Always a celebration when things finish saving. Actually, speaking of, I ended up having to make hard drive space because I noticed that like between all the content and stuff, because I also post to YouTube and TikTok and some other places and stuff like that. I obviously need to take certain amounts of the videos and stuff to edit, and it was starting to like clog up my computer so heavily. I was running out of space on my few terabyte hard drive. I can't remember how many terabytes it's got, but I definitely didn't have any terabytes left. So I ended up having to make space by really nitpicking through my anime and making sure that I only had the anime I really actually liked and wanted. Otherwise, it had to go because I just didn't have space anymore, which kind of sucked, especially since we ended up selling a lot of like we had backup DVDs and stuff like that. We ended up selling them off a few years ago and whatever. So if I wanted again, as far as I'm concerned, it wouldn't be a purchase per se. Um, Yeah, no, thank you for stopping by, Hexam. I really do appreciate all the advice and information that you've given in the game. I really do. It's a very complicated game, and I appreciate people like you coming in and giving some help. But you have a good night, you get some rest, and hopefully I see you back here on Tuesday for RimWorld and chat a bit more about it then. Um, we got